Right. So, yeah, I got some. I made my first cut with this thing. Probably should not have done it, but I did. Um, it's not nearly done enough, but we shall see what happens. So it's on. We have a not so sharp tool bit, and we are gonna plunge it into this fucking. No idea what I'm doing. Yeah, let's. I mean, obviously, you can hear it just chattering away. This whole thing is not even close to rigid enough yet, but look at that. It's actually doing something. And that I mean, I could have a much sharper. I'm gonna shut this thing off. How's that? Yeah, I could have a much sharper tool on this thing, and it probably wouldn't do half bad. But I mean, all the chatter. I mean, you could see this thing. Maybe you can't, but this whole thing, it's loose. It doesn't. When the farther out you back this thing, let's see here. The farther out you back it, the less support it has here. That's an issue because obviously you have to come away to go. Yeah. Another issue is this carriage is just made out of a 1/8 inch plate, and this thing is only bolted on with one bolt right now. So yeah, like I said, I really should not even be trying anything with this thing, let alone steel. But it actually cut. Like, it actually made chips. I can't. I can make snap ring grooves, or whatever this O-ring. Yeah, I can do O-ring grooves. Yay! But no, seriously, I'm gonna plate this, plate the shit out of it. This secondary bearing seems to be working. It wasn't supposed to be permanent, but it'll be covered. And all it really is doing is taking this power, because there's two bearings being sandwiched in, two taper bearings in this thing, and they're being sandwiched by this nut here. So the headstock is actually, as bad as it looks, it's actually decent. It will be redone though when I'm gonna try to turn a headstock, like a new headstock, like a nice piece of pipe that both bearings can go in concentrically with each other, and I'm gonna try to turn that piece on this piece and then build a new headstock with my old headstock. But yeah, like, and that's the beginnings of my tailstock right here. It actually is not half bad. This is gonna be basically what clamps it. So like, I'll have like two levers on this, so you tighten it like that, and the other side is just kind of fixed there. Not sure exactly what I'm gonna do for the tailstock. I had this thing, and I was thinking about doing something crazy like this. You know, mount it like that. Because what you could do is put it this way. Yeah, you could hang it off either way and get more length out of it, or because obviously this is gonna have to, or I'm gonna have to cut this carriage down. Like, the tailstock's gonna have to hang over the carriage because that's so fat. I kind of like having the wide carriage. I don't know if it's really necessary. I might just cut that thing right off and just reinforce that side of it. Because I mean, this thing does ride on this 1/2 inch plate, and this 1/2 inch plate will be totally bolted to the carriage, and then effectively making this, half-inch, 5/8 inch plate. And that should really stiffen this whole situation up. And I also have a gib here that I haven't tightened, and I need to make a gib here to tighten this because it wobbles it wobbles this way and this way. So neither one of those are adjusted. I mean, you could even see it right here. This is loose. I mean, just the fact that I just made chips with this is incredible, I think. I mean, it sounded awful. Did not sound terrible. But I mean, this first one came out better, and it was more stick out. I don't know if we're going to get a good focus on it. Maybe back here. Yeah, I mean, it's actually not bad. You can't see the chatter marks, which I expected to see, like, nasty chatter marks. Let me see if I can find a sharper tool bit, because I ordered some off eBay. I mean, this was a piece of the high-speed steel that I got right here. Probably gonna try to cut this and then use 2 here, because that's what jacks this up off of this. I don't know if this is gonna be permanent, but it kind of works. I don't know. It's all crazy. That block there is a cast iron block from a Volkswagen. There's like a weird weight that goes on there. This piece isn't even welded there. It just kind of happened to be the right thickness for that. So yeah, needless to say, we got a lot more work to do, but I was just excited that I made chips today. If once I get a tailstock on there, I could definitely turn anything I want out of aluminum, I'm sure. But I want to make a wooden bat. I don't want to do it with the cross slide and stuff, not by hand. You know what I mean? And like make a precise wooden bat. But yeah, that's a air compressor pulley there. I kind of like it because I'll be able to turn it by hand. It will be mostly guarded, but I think that I'll have. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I mean, it's just me out here, so I'm not worried about like children coming and getting their arm lost in that, and whatever. So I don't know. We'll see. But I am actually very happy with this. Like, I made real freaking chips. No, that shouldn't be there. I made real, honest to goodness, freaking chips. I mean, they probably don't look like anything special. They're probably not like good chips, but some of them looked right there. Look at those things. Oh, come on, focus. Those look like real freaking chips. You can't really see them on there. Come on. But yeah, they actually look like chips that an honest lathe might even make. I'm sure this is soft steel. But it is steel. And I mean, I thought this was drill rod or something at first. I thought it was hard. It might just be like machinable, whatever. Hardenable, machinable, whatever. Oh, there's some chatter marks. I see them now. Yeah, that one. I mean, this also isn't in there very well, very concentrically. Like if you really look at this while it's turning. So that was a big problem I was having. Once I started turning it on this one, on the deeper one, once I started turning an actual concentric circle, it started to sound better. Yeah. I mean and this chuck is a piece of shit, and there's no tail support, and yeah. Excuses. I'm just making a bunch of excuses for my shitty lathe. But yeah, I do plan on having a power feed that powers that, because this is bullshit. That's the only way something like that would work, because I would need to have a crank here. Otherwise, so I'm gonna have to have like a switch or something, and then this will be my in and out feed. And this is about to fall off. This is from a table saw and sandal, and it's all plastic. I'm gonna have to make a hand wheel here because it's already walled out in the center. But that one's good. That's a good one. I might just use that hand wheel here and then have an electric motor there, and only an electric power feed side to side. I mean, I don't really have any hopes of ever using this to thread, single point thread. I mean, I could do the math and get a certain, you know what I mean, like get the certain gear ratio I need between this and that, because the shaft here does go all the way to there, and I could have a drive, and yeah, but I would have to have like change gears and stuff, and I really don't really, yeah, I could just make a tailstock die holder and call it a day, because I don't plan on threading anything bigger than 1 inch, and it would be in a 1-inch shaft that I would be threading, so it would be a turned down section. It wouldn't be any bigger than 3/4 of an inch that I plan on threading, and I could do that by hand already. So, yep. Really just want this for turning hubs. Already resurfaced a brake rotor with it by strapping a grinder to this, and it worked. It's for a quad. I don't know if it would work well with car rotors. This is tall enough for it, but we'll see. I do have an indicator and stuff to measure, and yeah, we'll see what happens with it. I'm very happy though that I was able to do some turning. I do have some RPM control. This motor, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough power with that motor. Didn't seem to bog down right there, and I was actually biting into it decently hard. Let's see. I mean, it's a good RPM, and that's its lowest gear. The problem with the other motors I have is that they're double this RPM. This is a 1700 RPM motor, and what do I got down here? I got this beast. And that one, and they're both 3000 RPM. So I don't know what I plan to do with that. Now that I have this though, I might be able to turn something for an actual legitimate tailstock. So, yep, that's about all I got today. This thing still runs, if anybody's interested. Plan on building another quad soon with. I have a 125 motor under there, tucked away under that blanket in that box right there. It's a 4-speed, brand new Chinese 125 pit bike motor, and I want to make pretty much another one of these with that motor. See what does better, because I've ridden a couple 125 Chinese quads and they were slow, but they were also much heavier than this thing. So if I build something this light with one of those motors, it would. I mean, this thing I can pick it up. I could pick up the rear end by myself, you know, and I don't know. Some of those cheap Chinese quads, they're super heavy because they're all steel. There's no aluminum in them, and yeah, they're really crappy. But yeah, I don't know if I showed too much of the underside here. That definitely needs some beefing up as well. The way this is keyed in is with that plate of steel, and it's like something similar on the other side. So that plate is what transfers the power from the threads up to the carriage. And it also kind of holds it down, but there's little feet in there that ride on the bottom of it to hold the carriage down. Oh. Yeah. Can't wait to do some real machining with it. Thanks for watching.